All right. So for those of you that are playing the Independence, the 2025 Independence Day tournament, hole number, what is this? Hole number 3. City Park hole number 5, but hole number 3 in this particular tournament. This hole is, let's make sure we're not in. This hole is rough. Now, there's a bunch of different ways that you can go at it. Ideally, if we draw our line here, this is headwind, tailwind. We either want no wind or we want some tailwind. And we want to adjust the wind out and then put the wind back in, any forward moving wind back in. Any help that we can get here is beneficial. Even with a 5-power ball, your first bounce is up here and your second bounce is going to be into the rough trying to get out. Now, if you have a topspin boost ball, like a Power 10 topspin boost ball, you might have no problems with it, but I don't have any of those. I do have some zero wind balls, and you'll see people carry zero wind balls in their bag just for, this is one of the few holes that they carry those for, because if you've got a tailwind, man, it really helps to not have to, to really get the boost to get over here. Because if you can get over here, there's shot number 1. Shot number 2, you're on the green, and the second shot is no easy feat. You have to be ready for the second shot. It's not just get out here and then everything's hunky-dory. You still have tons of work to do. But getting out here, your second shot, you could be on the green and you're putting for eagle, as opposed to laying up here at the top. Or what I do normally is I always go for it. And if you end up down here in the rough, you can easily recover and put yourself up into this area so that you have a short little shot for eagle. Try and increase your odds, because this is where you're going to end up, is down here. You're going to end up down in this area. Ideally, if you're hitting from up at the top and your goal is to get down into this area to give yourself the great shot, you want to bring out whatever ball club combo so that you can start your shot off in front of this. Because this mound goes up like this, and it is super steep down in these areas. So to try and get your ball, if you're so far back that you have to get a bounce here and then get around the corner, your ball is going to want to go off in this direction. You're going to have to make up the difference with curl. You might, depending on where you're at, you might be able to get it done with side spin, but typically it'll be a curl deal. You want to start off in front. If you're going to hit down here into the rough, if you're hitting in the rough, you want to be in the front part of the rough, splitting in half. You want to be in the front half, not the back half. The back half, you might have to bounce from here and get over. But ideally, if you're laying it up, you want to get over into this area here for your second shot, or for your third shot. But if you're going for it, you're trying to get over here. Now you've got to deal with trying to get onto the green, and it's elevated, and this little chute that comes onto it here is like sloped, and weird shit can happen. So what I typically do is I want to make sure that if I'm over here, I want to try and make sure that I've got the biggest hitting wood that you have in your bag, because the farther you can get up into that pocket, and let's zoom a little closer. So when you're here, if you're back here far enough where you have full access, and if I'm a couple rings away from that transitional line right there between the rough and the fairway, I'm okay with that. Like if I can start my ball off 2 rings off from that and then make my adjustment, I'm good to go. That gives me, number one, if it was a headwind day, it gives me some room to maneuver out some headwind. And if it was a side wind like this, I might be able to work it all out without having to do any overpower. And that way I have total control. So you're doing bounce number one, and then your bounce number 2, you can actually control this by either with some backspin or just a little teeny bit of topspin, so that you have control of the ball. If you're further back, or you didn't bring a big hitting wood and you have to start your shot off from over here, man, the distance from here to get the ball up, and this is going uphill, and to get it to have forward movement, you're going to have to put a ton of topspin on, and it's super easy over in this area to hit and catch it, and that topspin that you had to put on will just put you in the rough in the back. So ideally, if you bring out a big enough, if you're trying to get over to here, you want to make sure that you have the right stuff in your bag. Don't just bring out your sniper and think about it. Your sniper's not gonna help you as much. Now, if you had a topspin boost ball and you got up into this area, your sniper would probably be fine. But because of the iffiness of getting over here to begin with, I would always go into this with, I'm going to use, you really, in my opinion, have three choices. You have a big dog, which is what most of you are going to use because that's the club. That is the biggest hitting wood that you have, or wood that you have in your bag. Cataclysm, if you've got it, I think it's when you get your Cataclysm to level 6 or 7, it gets better. It is now better than your big dog at level 9, so it's the better club. I'm going to use a Horizon, and the reason is because my Horizon only hits like a yard or so less than my Cataclysm, and it has enough topspin, backspin to do the deal, but it's got good ball guide. And this little area coming up the hill right here is a difficult, depending on where you're at, and it's a second bounce is when you're hitting it. So if you don't really have good ball guide, it's hard to judge whether or not you're going to stick to the green or whether you're going to come off. I don't think I can make it over today because there's a headwind, and it's not much of a headwind, but it's enough of a headwind that I don't think I can make it over with a 5 power ball. I do have a 4 power ball that's got 4 topspin boost. It would be better if it had 10, but this ball that I have collected, or I have, let's make sure, 10 power. No, this one's just got this is just a regular 10 power ball with low wind resistance, but nothing special. We will see. I think that's it. That's all I need. I'm going to take the biggest hitting driver that I have, which is an APOC. Let's see if I have a bag with a... I don't have my bag with my Horizon set up in it. Let me set up a bag with a Horizon. And the Horizon versus the Cataclysm, it's only 1 yard less. It's not as accurate, but that's not that big of a deal. It's 1.6 per ring at max, and I'm going to be at max. It's 100 topspin, so it's got more topspin. The backspin in this situation, the 50 is going to be more than fine. And when you're using a Horizon, 50 is usually more than fine with a wood. 90 curl is, but the 4.7 ball guide at the very end, that last little bit, that just seems to be really, really nice. So I'm gonna take the ball guide. Here we roll. Here we roll. I made this in the qualifying round, but we had a little teeny bit of tailwind. Not a lot, but a little. And it was just a little enough that I was able to use it. If I have a 8 power 4 topspin boost, and the topspin boost is worth more than the power. 2.6. It's 1.2 per ring, so 2 rings is 2.4. So I'm going to do a ring and a quarter. It was like 1 ring great to the right. And I mean, that's the area right there. If it can make it through, that's the area that it could make it through. I can't believe that I was able to make it through it, because usually even just a little teeny bit of headwind will jack your ass up. It's not quite as close as I would like to get, but you can see where now I got to put a shit ton of topspin on it in order to try and get up there. So I'm going to do one ring. I'm going to put a little teeny bit of curl on it. Just a bit of overpower. Rubbing the nubs, overpower. That was one ring great to the left. Then that barely skated up there, and it's going to roll down. It might roll off this and end up no, it's going to get caught up. And I'm not a very good putter. That doesn't look like a long putt, but it's going to be if I can go straight at it, it'll be better. We'll see. I can go straight at it, but it's overpower. Isn't it perfect? Whew, that was a putt right there. Damn, I'm not a very good putter. Eagle, look at that. I didn't think I could get it today with the wind and the ball situation, but that was it. All right, had a plan. I'm really surprised. Well, just a little teeny bit of distance on that drive. It seemed like yesterday I was a little bit farther up in the pocket. I was pretty damn close to where I'd like to be. I think I was like 3 rings off instead of the 2 that I'd like to be. But here I was up in this area right here, so I was at least a full ring set away from where I wanted to be. A full ring set. So that means that down in this area, instead of just dribbling through, like getting up just like the right there, is huge. This area, in my opinion, is better, but like I said, you don't have a lot of control coming in here, and the shallow spot's over on this side. So typically when I'm aiming down through so that my ball's coming up. And I definitely want to make sure that I have curl in this, so that no matter where I hit it, the ball is going to go to the right. I don't think I had too much curl. I was probably out into this area. I was hard rubbing the nubs in overpower, and I was probably outside of the red ring, or inside of the red ring. I'm trying to catch it here, and typically my landing zone is like this, but like if I had a toss and boost ball, I would definitely want to be shooting for this side and running it out, because your approach is so much better. You could get a straight on approach to it, so that you could start off on this side and you could really get a run at it. I suppose if you had the right stuff, you got up there. I'm sure that there's somebody watching this video that's like, hey dude, I caught it one time and I ended up way up there and was able to actually start off on the green. That would be ideal. Thanks for watching. That was what was that? That was the Independence Day, hole number 3. The 2025 Independence Day. Thanks for watching.